Okie dokie. So someone has asked when I was posting to my Instagram, someone was asking how, wanted to know how to make transformers and wanted a tutorial. So I got a simplistic one and I'll kind of go through and there will be available. I'll leave like the vehicle I make. So if for whatever reason you can't make a vehicle, you know, I'll figure out how to get the FBX to show up in the video like other people do. And same with if you can't really make a skeleton for the transformer, I'll give you the skeleton that I used for all of mine. But of course I tweaked it for all of my different transformers. Yeah, so what we're gonna go for, we're gonna go for this bad boy right here. So we're not gonna make the exact transformer, of course. That's crazy, that's absolutely silly. Yeah, let me just bring that back actually. And where's that? Nope. 0. There. So the final product will just be, transformer transforming. My transformer might not be as detailed because I'll just be giving you the simplest form. So if you don't want to make a skeleton, this is kind of like the base skeleton I used for mine. So you can figure that out, download it, make your own, whatever. These were just, some of these are multiple pieces just to let you know, different pieces. They're not all one. Just make it look robotic-y. You're going to be covering up a lot of it anyways, so don't go too crazy. So how we're going to start, we're going to make the transformer first. So we're going to get a box. A little box. That's it. And a little box. Or I guess big box, because the transformer stuff was made pretty small so I could fit everything. Anyways. Add the box. We're going to snap it to one of the arms. Snap to active. Just hide that so it's not blocking. We'll probably hide the stuff we do not need at the moment. So now we have a box. So now this box is going to be armor, essentially, because we got to cover the skeleton now. So we're gonna go. You can freestyle this. I'm just gonna go SX. We're just gonna kind of make it so halfway on the joint maybe, and then go to edit mode. X-ray. GX, kind of move it so now we have this like little arm quotation marks. And if we want to round it out, we'll just loop cut Control R and scroll on the mouse wheel. Get more loop cuts. I think I'm just gonna make this arm a little more round because I know Birdman's transformer is definitely square. So we're just going to go for a little more round for this one. Yes, we could have got a cylinder, but this is just easier for my mind to comprehend. I ain't that smart. And with this, another loop cut, Control R. And we'll do another loop cut, Control R, just kind of eyeball it. Now click the face select. We are gonna, so you can do a few things here. You can remove some pieces to make it look good. I'm gonna remove this much. If you want to remove more, or if you want to, move this all the way down here, move this, oops, move this. I don't know. However you want to like design your transformer. Go right ahead, freestyle this armor plating. And we also want to open this side up. This is where it connects to the joint. You also don't have to open all the sides up if you don't want to. You can leave this as is because you're not going to be able to see it very much. But I'm just going to leave it open. And before you go too crazy on the detail, let's right click and shade auto smooth. Then let's go to modifiers. And let's get a, what was it? Don't know why I did that. A solidify modifier, which will give us the thickness we need. So if we bring it in a little bit, now it kind of looks like armor. Play around with the thickness, whatever you want. The reason why we did the solidifier before we did some detailing is because sometimes when you extrude parts and all that, it gets a little messy. You can see what I mean if you try it out on your own, but yeah. So yeah, we'll just do something simple. I'll just do like a little tiny little simple design. We'll just, what I did there, hold on, I should probably show you. Right here, insect faces, go in the circle and click and drag, you know, get it to whatever size you want, and then press E. And then now, you know, you've extruded. If you extruded this beforehand, it just looked really gross. If you, you know, did it before the solidifier, like on the inside, it'd be really gross. So I think I'm just gonna do that, maybe, nah, you know what? We'll just stick with that. We'll just SX, make that a little wider, just so we don't have any overlap. Okay, so there's my first armor plate. That's the first arm. Done. Now what we're gonna do, tab into edit. Now we're just gonna click and then control click, which will select faces towards where your next selection is. So if I click here, control select, it'll just select those faces. I think you can also shift alt, and it'll selects like the row, but I don't know how to use it very well. Okay, anyways, control select, shift D, GX, GX, and we're just gonna move it to just below the joint, and then we're gonna right click and separate by selection. So now these are two different parts. And I also just realized we are gonna have to move this a little bit. So tab select in your first armor plate. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We're just gonna move it so the joint is free to move. So now that we have this, we're gonna tab into edit, press A to select all, then we're gonna press E. So we don't have to subdivide, or not subdivide, we don't have to solidify this time, because we got the solidify we did last time. So now we can also S to kind of bring it a little, you know, a little smaller at the end, because it is a forearm. And then bring it kind of up to, we can bring it up to, or like halfway on the ball, or depending on how you made your skeleton. And we can just do a little design here. I don't know, we can, let me just select all these. I'm going to do the insect faces again, and I'm gonna press I, just in case you want to know if you're following exactly along as me, and just kind of eyeball it, how big you want that. Just press E once you're done, bring them up a little bit, and there. You can also design the hand if you want to change it up a little bit, like if you want, you know, your hand to look more round or something, like that. Or if you just want to make your own hand entirely, which is completely fine. I just have these as like a default. I'm actually going to change that because the other hand doesn't look like that. So we'll just keep it square. So there we go. We have our armor. So now I'm just gonna, you can Alt H and it'll show everything. I just did that horribly. So now if we kind of look at it. Oh, hold on, I just realized I forgot about something. I'm sorry. Tab edit on the armor plate. And what we're gonna do here, I'm just gonna hide that real quick, is to make sure the arm looks like it can move. Like we did on the middle area here, we're just gonna drag this GX. We're gonna drag this down. And we'll probably have to drag it down a little more. A little bit more. Yes. Okay, what's going on here? Why is that? Oh, that's because the inside too. Okay, don't forget to select the inside. We're just gonna drag all this down a little bit. Kind of give it a slit like we did that little top part. Yeah, let's just get you. Okay, usually I think I should have hid the body so I could do this easier, but you know, I want problems always. So now we're just gonna go GX. We're just gonna slide it, probably right to here. So now we kind of got a little better armor plating. Sorry again, this is my first time. It doesn't happen to me, it's my first time. So now we're gonna click to modify. And we're gonna click mirror. Now it just looks gross, but now we're gonna right click, set origin to 3D cursor. Now if your cursor is for whatever reason not here, like if you accidentally clicked cursor with like a hotkey and all that, just right click, snap cursor to world origin, and it'll bring it to world origin. Here, I'll just show you real quick. There, you accidentally switch there, you go back, world origin, done. So now that we got that mirrored, let me just Alt H. Now it looks fine. The arm can bend and all that. Now we're just going to do the same with the forearm here. See how its origin is a little moved? We're just going to set origin to 3D cursor. Go to the modifiers tab right under this one. Then we're going to click mirror. And we're gonna apply. So now we got our arms done. Congratulations. You're one step closer to having a transformer. Don't look at that. So yeah, with this done, these are now, oh, we forgot to click apply on that. Okay, so now we're just gonna tab edit on these. Actually, no. Because you can color them as you go if you want. We'll just leave them mirrored. Or I guess that one's not mirrored anymore. Same with that one. But for you, leaving them mirrored, it could help you color them the way you want them. Or if you colored them beforehand, whichever way you did it, I'm not too sure. So we're not going to do anything with the chest. We have to make the vehicle first before we make the chest. Unless it's like the tank I made, then you kind of got to design a chest with parts of the tank. Because like if we look at this, at the moment we have the armor on the arms. This is what I was talking about. If we move this, see how that is that little slit so it can move. This one I decided to cover it, but we need the vehicle before we can make the chest. So now we'll make the legs, because we're just gonna get all the armor out of the way. So same thing. We can get a square, shift select another item, and snap to active. Scale that puppy down. Get creative with the armor. Doesn't have to be as simple as mine. I'm just doing it because, you know, no one's here to look at a transformer I can make. People want to learn how to make their own. So we're just going to Control R, loop cut around. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it, so if you want to follow along, you can. Whoop, whoop. Now we're just going to we're going to S, Control, Z. So it only scales everywhere except the Z axis. A, S, scroller down a little bit, S, Z, and this is kind of, oh, I guess the origin was a little off. Whoa, what is going on there? Okay, well, usually you got to make your your mesh your skeleton's a little better. So you can, here, why don't we just fix this? Because I get that it could annoy people, and it's already annoying me. So, seems like the legs are a little off. So you can just press L, G, Y, and move it. You know, I don't know why that's separate. GY, move it there. And this one is the exact same. We can just mirror it. You know what? We'll just mirror that. Okay, now that's a little better. Get the armor. We're going to remove it so it aligns better. I'm just going to click up here to help me a little bit. GX or GY. I'm going to move it so it's like that. Okay. Now that you got your little armor plate here, just kind of pull it around. Make it look wacky. You can add weapons on it, little designs. I won't go too crazy on the legs. Probably kind of follow the same rule I did with the armor plates up top, so we want to bring this down a little bit. And then maybe we expose some more metal underneath. Ooh, my. So before we do any detailing, we do solidify. Because extruding and doing solidify sometimes makes meshes very bad vertice wise. I'm not sure how to explain it. So I'm just gonna make sure to remember, if you're doing stuff that's gonna create holes, make sure to do the other side, the inside as well. So I'm just gonna put that there. And we'll just do, I don't know. I'll just expose some metal right here, why not? And then we gotta do the inside as well. Then we'll just click. So we're on edge select, click two edges, click F. Then if you just click an edge and click F again, it'll just autofill these. I didn't know this before when I did these transformers. So I'll go over it one more time. Hold on, let me just make sure. Are those connected? Yeah, okay. So click the edge. Here, let me just delete these. Just one more time, just I know I have problems understanding sometimes, and I don't know if I'm going too fast. Select your edges, press F, and if you have more empty edges, you can just click that edge and press F. I hope that made sense. I'm willing to help people out if it didn't make sense. So just gonna expose a lot of stuff here. So when you do this kind of stuff, you can add more like designs, you know, if you want, I don't know, if you want to show more of the inner components, maybe. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Just try not to put a lot of the detail under the mesh. I do know some of the stuff I've already made for the skeleton mesh. Some of it's already like hidden under the armor. Make sure to let that beautiful inside show. Don't hide it. You know? See? Look. You can add more wires and whatever you want. But I'm just going to keep it simple. You know, simple armor plating. And just like the arm, we're going to steal that end. So I'm in face select. We're on X-ray, Shift D, bring it below the knee, and right click, separate from selection. And you can also, you know, change the proportions. This was kind of like the first proportion. Every transformer I changed proportions. So we're going to have like an ape kind of transformer. Kind of like from Beast Wars, you know, giant arms, it seems. Might not match the car I picked, but that's kind of funny. So now we're just going to press A, E, and drag. You can press GZ, which will, because if you press G, it'll be like this. If you press GZ, it'll only, whoop, if you press GZ, it'll only do it on the Z axis. So all you got to do is select or press A when you only have that little ring. Press E, G to move it, and then just move it on the Z axis. That might have been a little confusing. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible, but I'm also trying to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. I'm just going to keep it like that. So that's our armor. So I'm assuming you have already maybe done a thing and colored your armor, because that's what I did when I first started. But I'm just going to separate these. So what we're going to do now is now we're going to join them so they're the same. So you're just going to select, box select, click one of them to be the active, thing. Right click and join. Just so if we move one, we're not moving the other. And then you also might want to select them again just in case you haven't already. Right click, origin to geometry. So it'll just bring them back, just for simplicity's sake. Decide. And then same with the legs. Whoop. And you can design the feet however you want, unless you're, even if you're using the skeleton for like a way to help you visualize what your transform is going to look like. Okay, so I'm just going to mirror this over. So I'm just going to select all of them, Shift D, right click, and then join, add a mirror modifier, origin to 3D cursor, and we're going to apply that. And we're just going to delete the other half. If you press L, it'll select the entire object. I don't know why those are separate. Separate by selection. Press L again. At least this is just for me, but I'm just going to walk you through it. Section. And there. Now we have 3 separate parts. We're good. We're good to go. Now that we have this done. So I do know originally I started with the heads. The head came first, then I kind of went from there. But I kind of started a little bit backwards, but that's fine. So now we go to the head. Now if you don't have a symmetrical head, if you want like, a circle eye here and like a line, right there, you don't have to do this, but I'm just gonna delete half the head, make sure X-ray is on. Then I'm gonna get a mirror modifier, and we're gonna enable clipping, because if you don't enable clipping, you'll be able to pull it apart like this. But if you enable clipping, it'll stay together. So this is where you can freestyle whatever you want your transformer to look like. I'm just gonna go with something relatively simple. We're just gonna do that, GY. Yeah. Why not? Okay, and a little trick I picked up, if you don't got like a round shape, and you really want a round shape, you can select everything in vertice, right click, and go to smooth vertices. It'll kind of smooth things out for you. But I think this is how my head's gonna look. So now get a little wacky, a little creative. We're gonna... So if you want things to connect with the mirror, you can press B, so they just connect. So I'm probably just gonna make like a whoop, that. You can like make mouths if you want, but just for simplicity, I'm just gonna make the helmets like I did before. And we'll kind of follow that little pebble design I had. And we'll kind of do it along the back of the head too. Just make sure you leave room for, like, don't go too crazy on details. You want to leave room for the vehicle parts. Because that's where a lot of the customization comes in, is the vehicle parts. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just go to individual origins. There, we get that pebble design. There. Nothing crazy. But there, now we have our helmet, we got our armor. That's the big stuff done. Change the scale if you want. I'm going to scale it up a little bit and move it. Just so it looks a little more proportionate to the body. Okay. Now that we have that, now comes the vehicle. The vehicle is usually the hardest. Let's just confirm this, unless you're not done, or you want to change it later. So a lot of stuff you may have to change later. Because... we'll just move that back to the collection. Because with these, you know, you might want to add a wheel here or whatever, right? So you do like your simple designs of what you kind of want your transformer to look like. Now we're going to do that. So what I have seen is the best way to get a good vehicle thing is just search up vehicle blueprint. You know, car blueprint. Or a specific car that you would like blueprint. For me, I picked a Corvette. And I'm not going to go too in-depth with the Corvette, just for simplicity's sake. I'll just get like the shape, the outline of it. What you're going to do is you're going to go wacky. You're going to go absolutely crazy with it, okay? Because with the car, let me just transform them again. Let's get them back to normal. And with this, I went crazy, you know? Just try and get as much detail as you can. You know what I'm saying? And try not to do whatever that is. I don't know what that is. Just some material screwed up, I guess. Okay, it don't matter. I'll deal with that later, it don't matter. But yeah, so even if it, like, we can see these may not look the best, like the car. Can't remember exactly which car this is, because there was a specific date I can't remember. I'd have to look at it again. But yeah, so go crazy, make parts. Like, not all these are one part, you know. This is a completely separate part. You know, just try your hand, enjoy yourself. A lot of these are just separate parts. You know, because I'm not that good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. We're just going to make a simple car. I'll show you kind of the workflow. The rest is up to you. So what we want to do a plane. RX, whichever way you have it orientated. I'm going to go X-ray mode and go to line. Oh wait, viewport shading, okay. So, depending on the car, sometimes I found doing the front first was easier. Sometimes I found doing the side easier. So I'm just going to start with the side, just because I think that might be easier. Just going to scale it down. Tab into edit mode. SX. Just going to move these. I'm going to go to vertex mode. GX. Kind of box out the car, right? You can do this one of two ways. You can box out and control R and, like, you know, bring these vertices to where you need it. Or something I did was I just deleted all of them, grabbed the vertice, kind of just did E to extrude, and just kind of connect the vertices to where I see fit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to do that. And I'll probably cut here or speed up the footage. So I'll just kind of chill here while... Imagine the crazy, you know, speed up. You know what I mean? It's going fast right now. Okay, we're just going to make a simplistic body shape. We're not going to go too crazy on the details. We're just going to make a simple... I'll just be making the body, essentially. Doesn't have to be perfect. Because a lot of the time, what I've learned in the gaming industry and animations is that you can get away with a little bit. If it's not 100% perfect, you can get away with it. We'll just do that. Go up here, and we'll just select those M, click M, and then, merge. So now you got your basic outline. We'll make the wheels after we get the body. The body's usually the hardest part. So now we're going to press A, RX, 90, and then press minus. So what that did was change it 90 degrees, negative 90 degrees on the x-axis. We're just going to press GY and bring it in front of the picture. Now we got to line this up down the center of the car. Press tab. Oh wait, we were in there one. AE. This is kind of where we're gonna line things up. So if I just press Z, I'm gonna kind of box that out and just kind of use these vertices as like little points to kind of get the car shape. And don't worry, this step, I mean, there's probably an easier way. You can find probably other tutorials that could help you a little better than mine for making cars. But this is kind of just how I went through it. It took like a few hours. Sometimes, depending on the car, it took like a day to get the right body shape. And some of the cars I couldn't even do because I just couldn't like fuddle around. Fuddle around. I couldn't screw around a little bit to figure out a good body shape. I couldn't get it close enough to where I could, do the vertices smooth and all that. So now if we look at it, we got a wacky little outline of a car. It's beautiful. You can also, I guess I forgot that part where when you're doing it sideways, you can fill in these edges. We'll do that in a second, but you can do that step beforehand so you can skip this part. I guess you do it either way, I'm sorry. So now we want to go to modifiers, get that mirror modifier. Now our origin is right here, so that's a problem. Way to fix that, get out of edit mode. We're gonna set origin to geometry, and then we're gonna snap selected to world origin. Oop, snap selected to cursor, sorry. Tab. Kind of eyeball this. We can always bring it together. Get it above your origin. Reline up. I don't know why that seems like it's not as long anymore, which is weird. Let me just scale that up there. Okay, it's fine. Okay, now we do the mirror. Press it on the Y because my car is sideways at the moment. Now you'll see that there's a split. Oh, that's why. A lot of it was hiding. Okay, there's a split, but that's fine. Click clipping. Press AG and just bring them towards each other. Now they're inseparable. Perfect. So I'm just gonna hide the image right now. We're just gonna flip this guy back over. So here's our wacky little car. Now we're just gonna fill in the body part. So try and make it so you only have 3 or 4 vertices together for a face. Try not to do like this. It's just a housekeeping rule in 3D modeling. If you do want to take your career in 3D modeling, try not to make n-gons like I just made with 5 faces. Try and stick with 4 and 3. But if you're just using it to make a cool transformer or want to make a cool animation, go right ahead. If you want to use the faces, just if you're doing it for like games and I guess sometimes for animations, it's a little better to have faces like this, where it's only 4. So yeah, kind of control select your vertices and just slap them together. And this will auto update to the mirrored side as well, so you don't have to worry about doing it twice. So all we're gonna do is just do this. This part is usually the wacky part because you want to do it right. I'm not sure if I did it right. This is kind of where you just figure out if it's good or not, because I may or may not need to redo the faces. Yeah, okay, we might need to redo it. So just Control Z if you screwed up like I did. It also helps if you have a plan when you start. Yeah, so we're just gonna fix this real quick. So we want this to have a little buddy, so we're just gonna move this up a little bit. Okay, since there were things behind it, we're just gonna turn on X-ray, move this up. So if I click this, do that, F. Perfect. We want it kind of like this all the way across the vehicle body because we are gonna have to round out the vehicle at some point. These parts are a little tougher. That's okay. We'll just do this. We'll just get the knife and just cut to, I don't know, right here, just so we don't have very many triangles in the body, like in the main body, so we can move it. I don't know why that happened. Hold on, why did you do that? F. Yeah, this part is usually the more annoying part. And make sure you follow through with the loop as well, or else you do make another problem. Another 5 face. We don't want no 5 faces. So with that done, let's see here. How do we do this? You know, I think we just try it again. We can figure it out after. We want that there. We'll just dissolve this line right here just for simplicity's sake. Just so we get a beautiful, lovely little car body here. Yeah, sometimes you'll figure out if you need more loop cuts or whatever. Unless you're like great at planning, unlike me. I tend to just go with the flow sometimes and it just works. Follow the dopamine, if you will. I just kind of swish it around till it's good, you know. Like right here, we're probably gonna need more. Probably gonna need 2 more cuts right here. Let me just bring this up. We'll smooth that out a little bit. So now, if we click that, go here, we get some nice squares. Do that. F. We'll just block this off, and then we'll fix what we need. I guess we don't need that line. At least not now. We're just going for a simple look here. Okay. Now we got this side flanned out, or, you know, has a face. We can also Control R and put that there. This will just be the wheel wells, so we can just do this. Select all of them, press F. But now we got an end gone, so we want to fix that. So you can click with the knife ability, and press Z. I don't think I said that before. I'm sorry about that. Just to make this. I see I made a little mistake there. We're gonna make that. We're gonna delete these faces in here because we do not need them. And then we are going to press F. And we're just gonna connect these. And we gotta do the same to the back side. And just because I'm probably gonna leave this just chassis for you guys, just in case you're struggling with getting the shape right, which I understand because I struggled to get a lot of the car shape right. Yes, of course, if you keep brute forcing it, you're going to be fine. But, you know, you kind of want to, if you just want to get to the whole transformer part, I'll leave this here because I know even me, sometimes I just kind of want to go for the whole transformer part and skip this. But if you're doing this with me, I mean, props to you. That's amazing. You know? I'm just gonna extrude those, and then we're just gonna press M, or we're gonna X-ray, press M, and just connect these. Okay. Chassis done. We're just gonna go for a simple chassis. I won't, or you know what? I will. We'll just make her look a little better, I guess. We'll just do that. GX or GY. Bring her in a little bit. There. We'll right click and make it auto smooth. There we go. You can add windows. Like if you same strat as before, depending on how you made your car, just do this, press B, make a window. There's that. Of course, your car will be a lot more detailed, like this one, you know. Yours will be a lot more, you know, again, detailed. Okay, so with our car, let's just snap this bad boy, or we'll just apply before we snap to cursor. Whoop, cursor. RZ90. No, we want 90. RZ90. Okay. So you can design the wheels like I did with these wheels and all that. Just make a circle, fill it in. For me, I'm just going to go simplistic here. I'm just going to make a cylinder. We're going to go in here, make sure triangle fan is on. RX, or RY, depending on how you're orientated. SX, depending on how you're orientated. And we're just going to make a small wheel, like this. I want to give you tools to be able to do this, but I also don't want to make it for you, because then you can't make all your transformers. Okay, so we're just going to bring these wheel outs a little more. So you can put, like, if you really wanted to, the drive shaft, you know, wheel well, whatever. I can't remember what that part is between the wheels. You can put that in. I'm right now not going to put it in. That's stuff you will be putting in, like details you guys will be doing, because I'm just trying to give you guys the basic know-how. You know what I mean? So we're just going to join this. Probably hold on, set origin to 3D cursor and mirror. Mirror on Z. Apply, and we're just going to separate all these loose parts. Okay. We have our beautiful vehicle. So beautiful. Also, I'm not going to color mine until like after, you know? So now we have our transformer and our vehicle. Let me actually just scale scale the vehicle up a little bit here. So we want the vehicle to be right there. So we want the vehicle to be scaled how big we want it. So if you want your transformer to be giant when he comes out of it, or smaller, that's fine. But depending on the vehicle, kind of like eyeball the size you'll need, especially for this character. This character is a little chunky for the car we got, so let's just make this car a little wider, just because this isn't really a Corvette. This is just a body of a car. So that should be good enough. So now with the car, we'll hide our transformer again. We gotta split this car into pieces. And coincidentally, this is already split for us. But we're just gonna have to just make a loop cut here. So this is where it kind of gets a little wacky. So we're just gonna select, just go from the top view. We can do this, we can make that, we'll separate that by selection. Same here, by selection. Same here, selection, and here. Selection. We'll cut the main body in half here. Here. And we'll separate that too. There we go. Now we have a few pieces here. I mean, maybe I didn't need to cut those, but we're just gonna grab this front, because this is what we're gonna use. Oh wait, did I forget to? Oh, I didn't cut that right. My bad, my bad, my bad. Okay, let's try that again. I made this cut for a reason, and I didn't do it. So if I go here, does that make the cut? Hold on, let me just fix that. Okay, I'm just double checking here. Yep, that's what we want. Because we don't want just half the wheel well not there. So we're gonna recut this. I'll probably not show the last part. It'll be on the VODs. You can see my mess up there. Because I do want to make this video as quick as possible. Not as quick as possible, but I know some people don't like to sit through like a half an hour video. So, I'm also one of those people. I would know. Take those as well and separate that middle piece. Oop. Separate by selection. Now, separate this again. And this is where you can get a little crazy with your imagination. Because now you can imagine parts of this car on the Transformer. And that's okay if you need to scale them up. Shift D. This is where the chest comes in. I just left the chest there just to help us with imagining. So for me, I'm going to rotate. Don't worry, the origin's just a little off. I'm just going to rotate so slightly. And probably bring this down here. And now, because there's holes everywhere, this is where we got to fill them in. You can fill them in before you move them. A lot of the time I just fill them in just because, just after, or depending on how I feel. Probably be easier if you did it beforehand. I'm trying to figure out this whole tutorial thing as I'm going along. Yeah, let's hide the Transformer here. And as we talked about before, these parts you're not going to see as much, so it's okay if the shapes are a little off. Because again, a lot of this is going to be hidden like that. And just so we don't have to do the other side too, we'll just mirror it. Okay, and this side, we will delete this. We don't need this wheel well coverage. I dissolved, I need to delete. We'll just click those, F, and then can I just click F here? Yep. We can just, oh, that near the end kind of screwed up here. We'll just put 2 there. What if we do F? Oh. What if we do F, F, F? There we go, that's better. And we will do that side. And we will delete the other side just so we can, you know, more efficient. Whoop. Mirror. Oh, weird. Okay, and make sure we want to do clipping so it's together. We do not want to duplicate. Get out of edit mode. Apply. There. Now I have the chest done. There we go. We kind of have the chest look now. Don't be afraid to scale these a little more, or like me, I'm probably gonna move this up a little more and bring the arms in a little bit. I'll probably do GX1, -1. No, that's 81. We'll do 0.5. 0.2. Sure, we'll do 0.2. GX.2. Now we press tab, it should... Oh wait, yeah, these things aren't parented. Forgot about that. Okay. Well, either way, we'll just bring this up a little more. Or no, we can keep it down here. We'll just bring these down a little more. There's that. Yup. That's why. You can also scale these parts in a little bit if you want. Because remember, your transformer parts of the car will change and transform. There we go. And we'll, yeah, that's there. We'll just make this. Just do that. Press E, just to give us a little bit of a body. We'll probably make that pelvis a little bigger. But just for simplicity's sake, we will do it like this. There. Body done. And this is where, you know, you'd have your headlights, you know. We'll even put our tires back here. We'll just set origin to geometry so we can do a thing. I'm doing good. You? We'll just move that here. Whoop. Shift the X. Or no, we don't have to do that. We just go. We will click on that. Snap origin to 3D cursor. Mirror that bad boy. And bang. So essentially, just like this dude. We got the car, transformer form, kind of copying the same way. This guy is a little, you know, bulky in the upper areas, you know. He does not skip chest and arm day. But that's aight. Okie dokie. Thank you, man. Now that we got this, so I'm just gonna say these front parts are gone now. We have these parts. So if you want, you can go crazy and try and add these two, the cabin. Sometimes I don't add them. We will fill them in still. Like, we will need to fill in the vehicle. Just so, you know, when the transformation happens, it's not just the hollow shell. And you can also get rid of these as well. Or, I think we can try and put them on our legs. See how that works, maybe? Kind of? Nah. Okay, we'll just get rid of them. Press H. Hide them. These wheels will probably do the same thing as Birdman's. Just kind of put the wheels where the knee joints are. Just on the side. Did I? Okay, I didn't duplicate those. Those are actually the car wheels. Okay. Give me that. Shift V. H. There we go. Let's get this set up here. And you can change sizes of the wheels. I know for Birdman's I didn't, but I'm gonna make the wheels a teensy little bit smaller. And we're going to connect them to the upper thigh. Or to the thigh. Or if you wanted, actually, you know what? Yeah, you know what? That's fine. How did I get you guys? How are you guys parented? Let me just double check here real quick. Oh, you're parented to that. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, we'll just leave it parented like this. There we go. We have our little dude now. Bro missed leg day. But man, can he do arms and chest. So now we're just going to make sure everything's parented. So we're just going to connect these together. Everything's together. So now we want to click on the armature. Box select the other. And we'll go to pose. Click on the bone you want it to be on. Click Control P and bone. And that should make that one item stick to that bone. These things are already pre-parented if you use the skeleton. I'm just going to double check everything is good to go. Okay, this side isn't. It was this side that had the problem. We're just going to click that. Press P, bone. Same with this. P, bone. There we go. Everything, just to double check to see if everything is connected, you do the little spin. As we can see, that thigh is not connected, the chest, and I think the head as well. Control P, do a little spin. Oh, it's just the upper area. And I'll probably design this character a little more. Like, I'll probably remake the vehicle. Make it look a little better. Just for simplicity, I'm going to do it this way. There we go. Lovely. So again, you can add your own little flair to it. You want to change the pelvis. Something that would fit the character a little more instead of just a bulky upper body monster. Do that. Go crazy. But now that we have this, now this is where the more complicated part comes in. And I'll be walking through it very slowly. So with your transformer made, we get your car. First, we gotta actually fill in all the parts of your car. So let's actually hide the transformer. We're not at the complicated part yet. You can breathe. You can breathe a sigh of relief. So just like we did the chest part, I'm just gonna hide these wheels because we don't need them. I'm just gonna do that. Now we gotta make sure we fill in all the faces. So how that's gonna happen, you can just press F, 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 F. Actually, that just worked perfectly. Oh, hold on. Nope, did not work perfectly. 1 second. There we go. Okay, well, it worked perfectly for most of it. So now we can just clean it up a little bit. Press F. And we'll kind of just, whoop, Control Z, we'll kind of just do that. F. And I mean, if you use the car, I'll try and get the FBXs on the video. But if you use the car, then that should be good. Wait, is that? Oh crap, are these? No, they're not connected. Okay. I didn't know if that was there. I forgot that's like a completely separate part. Okay. And just for simplicity, we delete that. Now we can mirror that over when we're done. We'll also delete this side. Just so we can get this set up. Same strategy, we're just gonna press F, see if it looks good, and then once it starts getting a little wacky because it's the inside, we can get away with it. Just fill in the boxes, and then now mirror. There we go. Make sure clipping is enabled. Ooh. Make sure you have the right mirroring. Okay, mirror this as well. Press Y. Don't need to clip that. So we're just going to apply. Apply. So with this done, just edit, tab, loose parts. So now these are completely, so if these pieces are moving, there won't just be a giant gap. So we can hide them because we're done with that. Delete one end. We'll just delete both of those one ends. We'll do these at the same time. We just gotta put this together. Press F, F, F. And then right here, F. That's not good. Let me just do a little whoop, press that. So we go F, F. And then another little triangle here. Just so we keep things nice and tidy. Press F. And then we'll do another triangle here. Because again, it's inside. We don't have to care about it very much. F. F. Let me just hide the other part real quick. Oh, no, that won't work. Now we just gotta hit that. It may look ugly. It may very well look ugly, but no one's gonna see the inside. We just want to seal it up so it looks pretty. And now with this last part, this is usually the tedious part. If you have a better way of doing it, let me know. I'm always willing to learn. Okay, I'm just gonna press F here. So you can just do that if you're gonna use it for like animations or something. But if you want to like make a game, or if you want to practice just good 3D modeling, just do it like this. You don't, I mean, probably don't follow everything I do because I'm still relatively new to this. But just make it so you don't have things with 5 faces like right here I made. But since this is the inside, I don't have to worry about making it look pretty because no one's gonna see this. Absolutely no one. I see you're not set up to the origin. And we're gonna snap the origin, or cursor, my bad. And now we're just gonna mirror. Okay, the only problem with this mirror, I guess, it's a little wacky. So let me just GX. We'll just move these slightly. I guess, hold on. No, let me actually just try this real quick. Do Y. And do that. Are these like separate now? No. Nope, they're not. Okay. So we are just gonna have to move these slightly. We'll just do that. We'll set their origins to the cursor again. Because these will connect together for the mirroring. We want that little space in between, mainly just because we want to be able to separate these parts. Or else what we did was essentially worthless. So let's just tab edit. We'll just separate all loose parts, and we'll use the rest of the car to line it up. So yes, it looks a little weird at the moment. That's just because we gotta bring the parts back together. You can easily, if you find a better way to do it, do it. Again, this is like a Jimmy rigged way. So there, now we have our car separated into pieces. This is where the parts get a little weird. So with our skeleton, we're gonna tab into edit mode, select A, and we're gonna shrink that boy. Whoa, I edit, okay, bounding box, shrink him. So we need him to fit in the car. We're gonna rotate him, put him right here. He's chilling inside the vehicle. Right here is where you can make layers. And the best way I've found is to, hold on, let me just single bone R90. C. So this is going to be the car bones, so these I'm just going to put in layer 1. I can't remember how I did that, though. How do you do that? What do I do here? No. Subdivide. Okay, well, you don't have to. I'll just probably cut that part out. Okay, from right here, we want to make sure this will be how you like move the car. So from here, Shift D. We'll just make sure these are parented. It's good to name bones as well. Personally, just for this, I'm not going to name the bones. Just going to go to... Where's relations? Where is relations? Oh, right here. Duh. Okay. I need bone. There. Oh wait, hold on. If I do this. Nah. Yeah, I don't know how to put it in there, but that's fine. Okay, here's our first bone. Now we just gotta line them up. So we just do this. Hide the transformer. Okay, forgot the transformer. Ooh. Hold on a moment. Jesus. Okay, something went horribly wrong. Okay. Why, oh why? Oh, that's what I did last time. I just have to do it this way, not from the edit mode. Okay. Move you there. We'll just duplicate off of this. Shift D, Z, SY. This will be our car bone. I'll just Shift D. Make sure car. Make sure this. Yeah, you can name your bones a little better than what I'm doing. So this will now be put in the parts that we need. So right here, we're going to go GY. This bone, just make it smaller. This bone will go for the little middle part we have. Then we're going to just Shift DX for that side part. Shift DX, side part. You can symmetrize, but symmetrize never worked for me. And then we'll also Shift Z or Z90. That's probably very complicated, but we're just rotating and duplicating. And we will put the wheels. Give them theirs. If you want your wheels to turn, you would probably want to make them smaller like this, so when they rotate, they'll rotate, you know, like that. If you do it the long way, it won't rotate properly unless you line up the little dots perfectly. Same to the other side. Our Z180. We'll just line it up. GX. Now, GX. Let's bring that in the wheel. We'll duplicate this to the other wheels. We'll also get a new thing right here. Shift D. This is for the cabin. And we got the left and right cabin. GX. Line that up there. Shift D. Line that up there. And one more. If you have like steering wheels or exhaust pipes that you also want to do a transformation as well, like if you add like an exhaust pipe right here, you could just Shift D and that'd just be another bone. So now this is our car rig. Now we're just gonna, just like last time, select both and then select the rig, or select the part, select the rig, Control P, bone, so on and so forth. This is how we will do the thing. I'll probably speed through this, to be honest, because I know we've been doing this for like half an hour now, or an hour and a half. I know not a lot of people want to sit through that long, so there'll be a little bit of speeding. No, no. Control P. Phone. Do this. Oop. Yeah, I think I also forgot to make the FBX for the car, so I'm just gonna have to connect it together again. That's funny. I made an FBX of the skeleton. Gotta make one of this car. Kind of do like the head of the transformer I made. I think I actually might make this transformer properly, like with the proper designs and all that, instead of doing a simple version of it. Okay, and let's just check. Make the car do a flip. Okay, we're good. But we also want this guy to follow. So we're gonna want to get this guy a parent. Who's your parent? You don't have a parent. Let's go to edit. We'll make the relations to put it to car. So now if we move the car, oops. If we move the car, the body follows. There we go. Now, this is where our animating skills come to work. Okay, we're gonna move this. We're gonna go action editor, and we're gonna name this. I'm just gonna name it core transform. I'm just gonna name it core transform. Remember to click that. Short for Corvette transform. Anyways, first frame, we wanna press A, insert keyframe, location, rotation, and scale. We're gonna be using that only. What we want to do now is now we want it to transform. So, different ways. Like, different ways you can have him transform. You can make it so he always does like a little wacky thing. Let me just actually move all this stuff into the transformer so it looks a little more organized here. We'll also delete the blueprint. It's like right here, how the transformation, I made it so the car always has to turn and roll over and kind of break apart. And as you can see, you don't have to separate in this many pieces, but I just... Usually the more pieces the better. Austin's I did have less pieces, mainly because of the front. And I had so many other pieces to combine. But yeah, so... We want an animation to where he's standing, then you can animate him after that. We'll just leave them like that. Transformers, we want to hide this one. So now, with this, we'll probably just do a straight transformation. So the way I did it was, we just want to, so if we, let me just think here. So we probably want these, everything to pop up, because we need the head. So if we go GZ, so we want to press A. First, we'll duplicate this, just so it's, you know, stays like this for a second. Then it'll snap up like this. If you want it to look like, you know, just... If you want it to be like that, I'll show you to do that. But if you wanted it to be a little smoother, like how I did Birdman's isn't as much of, you know, his is more of a smoother transition, you know, just kind of breaks and does its thing. And this happens so fast in the animation they're not going to notice like the little imperfections of the extra body. So that's why when I say a lot of the stuff you're not going to see. So don't worry about that. And if you need to see proof, try and see if you can see the imperfections when you look at the videos on, you know, TikTok or Instagram. But no one's going to see it unless you're looking for it. So we start here, do that. So from here, now we also want to keep it here. Now from here, what is going to happen? Well, this comes up. Maybe we rotate all of this forward. Just kind of think through your little thing, your little animation here. So that goes there. Now from here, we want to rotate this down probably. Kind of matching the wheel. And then we'll also give it, you know, the extra frame. We want to make sure everything is framed properly. So now we got the... And don't worry, you can make it as fast as you want, but I'm just going to do for 20 and you can like change the timing. So from here, now I want to make sure from here, so while it stays. So this is where you got to get a little creative with your transformer. So for me, I'm probably going to try scale him up a little bit. Actually, no, maybe not yet, actually. We'll scale these in. So from here, so we got the tilt. These will go as X. We'll bring them in. And then we'll also do that. Bring them up. I'll go a little simpler. You know, we want to bring them up, then go S0 to completely hide them. Make sure you get the scale or else it will not save. So now we have this. Bang, boom, pow. Don't know why that should just stay like this. Oh, that's because I didn't do a thing. Hold on. Shift D. Whoop. There we go. We'll just do that. Make sure that's right there. Okay, lovely. So bang, boom, pow. That did not work as I thought it would. Has to go there. We'll duplicate that frame so it stays there. And then at this, it will disappear. S0. And we'll move it up. Okay, I see the problem. Problem is, I didn't save the scaling, I don't think. So that's why it just starts scaling from, well, the second it starts. Yeah, it's because of the scaling. So, bang. And from right here, probably after this, we won't do another, like, you know, double frame. We'll go from here to get our character. So, from right here, we want our character's upper body. Since the legs aren't fully connected, we can separate the legs if needed. As in, like, rip them apart. Just takes a little animating. It'll take a little bit of time. So from here, we want him to be right here. At least we want the upper body. We'll keep the legs. Keep the legs back here just for now. But you do gotta know the legs will follow the turning of the torso, like this. So just keep that in mind. So we also want you to be here by then. So when that happens, bang. From here, we want this to scale up. So the legs will also scale up. You gotta be... So we're gonna just keep... We're just gonna play around with this, how it looks. Okay? It's okay if your transformer looks a little wacky. Since the wheels are already gone, it would make sense that the wheels are on here. So we kind of want to line up the transformer so it looks like this. There we go. And since I didn't keep the long body of the transformer, we are going to have to do a thing. So I'm just gonna save this here. I need ground to play on. I need a plane here. So yeah, this is where you can like experiment with your animation. Try and get it to look right. Because now with the arms coming out, so we don't want him to be sliding like that. He slides like that. No. Okay. Yeah, so this is where it kind of gets a little complicated because you got to figure out exactly how the animation is going to work. So maybe after that, once the wheels go up like that, we will rotate. If you go up here, go to active element, it'll rotate all of them like this. So maybe we bump the car up. Bump the car up. And once the car is fully up, maybe from the car going up, we switch then. Actually, that might be a better thing. So if I go here, we'll just bring those right there. So from here, I want to scale you up, bring you here, rotate you, just because you're going to look a little funky. Okay, it might look like we got to tilt a little more forward, just for simplicity, for it to work. As you can see, it's kind of coming together. So we just got to go to the tilt forward and just make it so maybe before, once it gets to the jump, this also tilts forward. Maybe that's just the easier way of doing it. And you don't have to worry about the wheels because they're microscopic now. They're gone, essentially. So then we can put this here, press SY, shorten that, and line it up as best as you can. It's okay if it's not perfectly lined up because it happens so fast that it won't matter. So if we just put this here, reline it, maybe SC, kind of make it a little bigger than the original, you know? Okay, SX, no, oh wait, that's active element, that's why it's weird. Bring it up a little bit. As long as you cover like the main parts like this, it shouldn't be as noticeable. So as you're going up, you have this. And I'll also make the arms kind of push up against the ground. So we'll kind of go whoop. We'll bring this up a little bit. This down, bring that. We'll just do a little simple thing. I won't play around with the fingers. We'll just do a simple little thing. Just do that. Bang. We got our hands on the ground. So now this is where we would kind of like try and fix some problems here. How the hands are coming out beforehand. Now we want them to move right here. So from here, we're just going to shift D and bring this so it's like in one frame, the arms will just be there. Or actually, maybe we just get them there beforehand. That actually might be big. Okay, so we want the arms right here. So we want these arms. By the time we want them right here. Shift D, bring them there. We don't want them showing. Are they peeking out? Are they doing a little bit of peeking? Nope. Okay. Okay, so they won't see. Okay. You gotta be really smart about this. There we go. So now, boom. And then now we probably gotta. This is where kind of like maybe the ooh, ah transformer noises. You could, I don't know, snap the body a little sooner if you want. But like right here is kind of where you want like the smooth transition. From right here maybe. we get the legs out, and we hide the chest piece. So from right here, we'll just grab this, S0, so in one frame, they're gone. And boom. What is that? Oh, the middle part didn't. S0. There we go. Okay. Middle piece is gone. Why is S0? Oh, that's why I'm not doing scale. So boom. Clearly, I guess the scale is not working here. Maybe I just put it too far forward. So that. There we go. Then from this to there. To that. From here to here, we want to get up a little further. So we'll probably snap these. Actually, we can probably just hide the wheels elsewhere, like once we're right here. 0, 0. Insert, occasion rotation scale. You can be a little sneaky with transformations. Like right here, the foot is kind of showing, so we can fix that a little bit. The transformer can bend in mysterious ways. Whoa, what is going on there? A little bit of parenting issues, it seems. Hold on. Did I accidentally parent two things to the same bone? Probably. Keep transformed. There we go. RX. Lovely. There. Car's up. We're kind of pulling a snail maneuver right now. We'll just bring this over here, just so we got that snail thing going. From right here, S0. So in kind of one. I don't know why those came back, but that's alright. We can just scale those back down. S0. Just stay down. Okay. Right here we'll probably push up. So we're going to need a leg to come down. Take one knee, if you will. We'll just have to break the car. Probably change this so we move him here. Kind of move this a little bit. That. Do this. Just so he's up a little higher. It seems like there was a little bit of parenting problems here that I have. So that's my bad. Kinda should have checked everything. We'll just cut that. Okay. Oh. Where? Okay, you know what? We'll just do that, and then we'll just control clear all. And I'll just fix some parenting issues real quick. I'm sorry. Okay, who moves wonky here? It's you. You're not doing anything anymore. You're moving both, and you're moving all three. Why? Okay, foot, you go there. Leg, you go there. Always remember to check your rigs. I was just showing you what not to do. This, this, this. Okay, cool. Object, pose mode, and let's just move this. So now, Alt H. Oop, we gotta be Alt H and outside of pose mode. There we go. Pose mode. There. So from here, we want our arms to be pushing down further. We want her to be a little further. So over here. And from right here, there can be like a giant, like they don't all have to be moving on separate frames. I just find sometimes it's a little easier if you get them all to move. Like it looks more like Transformer-y, but sometimes you just gotta, we're gonna move this so it kind of follows the first leg here. Remember, it doesn't have to look pretty. Because a lot of the transformations in Transformer, they're beautiful and pretty. But a lot of the time, if you look at them really closely, the parts are moving in ungodly ways. So it's okay if you got a little bit of overlap, because again, this is going to be quick. Okay, and from here, you know, maybe we get both legs out by this time. So let's get both legs out. Maybe this one a little further forward. Yes, he's doing like a weird walk forward. It's kind of how you have to have it happen. Okay, and we'll bring this to right here. Just kind of shove her there, shove her there. We just get these parts moving. I don't know why these wheels are not fully... Yes, 0. There. And of course, when you play the animation in reverse, it'll perfectly transform back. Unless you want a different transformation, you can go through that. I'm not. I ain't doing that, pal. Okay, and then maybe, where's that knee down? We can rotate again. Rotate by active element. We're going to rotate again. This time, we're just going to have our foot like this. This. Bring this foot forward a little bit. Okay, we'll get out of that really weird pose. We'll bring us more to the ground. Kind of make it look like we're pushing off a little bit here. You don't have to worry about the other parts now that they're scaled so low that no one will see them. Okay, and we can hide these parts. We'll just scale them to 0 and make it so they disappear at the foot. Because we still want the parts to move. You know? So we keep foot there. Maybe we get the foot. We'll get both feet 0. We'll just line her up with the foot. So now, kind of have that, and then bang. We'll go to 70, and when we stand up, these last two pieces will disappear. Before your very eyes. Okay, now we want to come up. Get our guy. You can do a cool pose if you want him to. I'll probably do a cool pose, because why not? And this will also allow you to change like the size of your transformer and all that, because you do have to scale them up. So you'll have to, you know, kind of eyeball it if you have others. So let's just bring him up here right now. We'll just make him have a cool little stance. With his gorilla arms. GZ. Okay. Maybe give him like a cool fighting pose, perchance. I'm not gonna play around with the fingers. We'll just leave that. There. That can be our ending part, but now we just gotta make sure these disappear where they're supposed to disappear. This part usually takes the longest, trying to get, especially with more detailed stuff. More detailed stuff, the animation gets a lot harder. Because I tried making the tank. The tank was one of the hardest because there's so many different parts. Here, we'll just give him a little bit of a stance. You know? We'll hit him with the, get him a little bit of a side stance, you know what I mean? There. But see how I didn't move these, so now they're kind of scaling a little weirdly. We want these circles to be in the leg, so they kind of scale into the leg. If not, then we got a little bit of a problem, because then they look weird coming back in. And there we go. Let's just put that to 70. Now you have a beautiful animation. Okay, those, I did not move those. Hold on, we just gotta fix a few things. So these we can scale down a little bit more and rotate them to be more like this. I forgot I didn't change that. That's why they looked a little weird. Just scale them down a little bit. There we go. Now let's try that again. Let's get a peek at the final product. I guess I gotta end it so he's standing. 80. There we go. And then of course going back, it'll play the exact same and it will perfectly get back into motion. I think now we're gonna color it. Why not? Or actually no, we gotta do the thing. We gotta make the transformation part. Okay, so to get it to transform, you can get a bone to do this, but I'll just do it the exact way I did it. We just get an empty, bring it above the head. Now all we gotta do is from right here, we're gonna X out of that, and we're gonna go to timeline. Now we're gonna go to bone constraints and do action right here. Now the target, we want the armature, base skeleton. The bone, I lied. It's the other way around. Caught you. Okay. Action. Target. Bone. Okay. Let me just double check. It has been a hot minute. How did that go? Oh, target is... Oh, okay. Okay, I mixed up. I mixed myself up. Okay, let's try this one more time. Constraint. Action. Go to empty. Now we want local Y, local space, just so you can move it within local space. Put it how much you want to move it for it to activate, so I'll just put 10. So if you're animating it, you can get some decent time. We want the animation name, and we want to go from to 80. So with that, I don't know if this ever moved. Yeah, okay, it did move. So as we can see, the car is bopping around. And the simplest thing you gotta do is just select everything, select that, go right here, copy to selected. So now, this, it should do the transformation. So you can change the pace. Oop, reverse it. I see the wheel. You gotta be careful when animating, because sometimes if you don't do the scaling properly, for whatever reason, that even didn't even look like it changed. Oh, I didn't select that. Okay. Sometimes with the scaling, it'll also screw up too. I thought it was a scaling problem. I just forgot
to add that. So yeah, now you got your little transformation. Of course, you'll make it better. There we go. Perfect. Well, there's the simple transformer. Yeah, I'd like to see what you guys make.